Hello, everyone. This is Shane the Mac Macateer. I am doing my Premier League 2022 to 2023 table predictions, and as you know, I support Chelsea, so I will try and leave all bias aside and be honest as much as I can and just say how I feel and think. Yeah, so a lot of transfers have been done so far. It's been quite exciting. Yeah, I think it's probably one of the harder years to predict. Honestly, many teams can get relegated, in my opinion, be anywhere in the top four. There's a lot of teams competing. So very hard to predict. Usually, it's a lot easier. So there could be some boo boos, but you know what? I'll try and do my best. And yeah, just say how I think. This is now currently Thursday, so the Premier League starts tomorrow night. If I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So well, it's pretty exciting, and there's obviously probably a lot more transfers, which could implicate title race, top four race, Europa League places, and relegation places. So yeah, we shall begin. Right. So it's 1 to 20. So I'm gonna go from 20 to 1. Okay. So 2019 and 18 is the relegation places. So in 20th I have Bournemouth. Now I quite like Scott Parker. I like a lot of things he does. Very slick man. Some of his speeches have been really incredible. It's just the lack of signings. Like it's a big jump from the Championship to the Premier League. You need to make a good few signings, I feel, or at least have a sort of way you want to move about to progress. And a huge fan base. I think their stadium wouldn't be one of the biggest, and the lack of signings, I have them at 20th. Yeah. So they're going straight back down, in my opinion. 18th or 19th, I have is these next two are really tight. 19th, I have Leeds. I could be wrong with this, but I'm just thinking manager Jesse Marsh, he doesn't fuel me with too much enthusiasm or motivation or inspiration. And the two big losses of Rafinha and Calvin Phillips. They're massive, massive players. It's the spine of the club. Best two players for Leeds, and Patrick Bamford, really good striker, but he's very injury prone. So I think they are in massive trouble. If they're massive trouble last year with those two, they're going to be even further. I think they're going down, honestly. Although it's brilliant having them on the fans, Allen Road, the atmosphere is incredible, but I think they're going down as well. 19th Leeds. 18th, and in my final relegation spot, I went for the Community Stadium, Brentford. Yeah, they did really well last season. I actually think Tommy Frank would have been one of the candidates for Manager of the Year. He really impresses me with his speech and enthusiasm, even the way he went at United last year. He's been a character about him. The only thing, Christian Eriksen, that is a big miss. Christian Eriksen's a big boy player. Very, very good player. And look, they do have a lot of nice wee Danish players, but they too haven't made enough signings. You need to make them in this day and age. Like, yeah, you need to be spending 150 million in these windows to stay up or even do well. And it's yeah, Brentford to just go down. I was him and Ham in between this next team. I'm gonna say, but I think they'll have second season syndrome. They got a lot of good results in the start of the season and a couple in the end. So that's the middle part. I think they're gonna have more of that this season. So Brentford in 18th. 17th, and most people I've seen have this team going down. I had them at stages going down, but I think they're just going to stay up. In 17th, I have Fulham. Um, yeah, to be fair, I've seen a couple of signings. They made Bernard Leno, their keeper. Very good signing, and also they signed. Fulham sign again. There's another good signing Fulham got. I think they have Nico Williams, if I'm correct. Harry Wilson, yeah. And Pereira, Andres Pereira. Yeah, Harry Wilson, Andres Pereira. Very good signings. Bernard Leno, as I said, they're good signings. They're Premier League ready made players. Yeah, I think they'll do very well. Marco Silva is very good attacking brand of football. The only thing he does get fined out in set pieces throughout the Premier League, as we've discovered, and everything gets relegated. that he manages. So that is one thing. But I think they'll stay up because Mitrovic, what a man! What a season he had last year in the championship. Unbelievable. Over 40 goals. Incredible. Do you know what? Even if he halves that or gets a quarter of that, they should stay up. You get 12 to 15 goals, you will keep a team up. Mitrovic will keep Fulham up. That is my prediction. So 17th Fulham. And 16th, another just promoted side, Nottingham Forest. I could have had them higher up, could have had them lower down, but I think, they have a brilliant fan base. I was watching a couple of the FA Cup games. Really incredible fan base. They have an atmosphere. It's really good, and they are a Premier League team. They should be in there. Champions League winners before. They are brilliant, and I think most of that euphoria is going to keep them up. And Jesse Lingard, what a signing, and Dean Henderson, two great signings who are very underused for United, in my opinion. Nottingham Forest 16th. Yeah, they'll stay up, I think. More confident than the three. I'm going to run through these next couple because it's the boring part of the Premier League table, isn't it? So 15th we have Brighton. Brighton's okay, they don't spend too much money. They're going to be losing good players. Basuma to Tottenham, it's big miss. And then not confirmed yet, but it should be confirmed in the next couple of hours. Cucurella going to my club Chelsea. That's two big misses. So I think their level will drop a bit, but it won't be enough to drag them in relegation. But I think they'll be 15th. In 14th we have Crystal Palace, in my opinion. Patrick Vieira did a magnificent job last year. I thought they were going to get bottom three last year. They look at have a couple of good players, but not too many brilliant ones. So 14th, I think, is fair enough position for them. I think he did really well last year. Zaha's always been tutoring whether he wants to leave or not, but he's a good player. They have a couple of nice wee players, and I think they will. They'll be okay, comfortable 14th. Although they will be missing Conor Gallagher for Chelsea. I think that's a big miss, but I think it'll be okay. Cool. 14th, Crystal Palace. In the 13th, we have Southampton. It's very hard to predict Southampton whether they're going to be next to relegation or not. It's very hard to know. But they always have a period, in my opinion, and also Roy Keane said in the video, where they get a couple of wins in a row, which just keeps them up. So they'll have a period where they get a couple of wins, and I think 13th, they've been Ralph Hasenhüttl. I like him. He's a good manager. He's a bit of fashion. What you want? I think they'll be okay. 13th. 12th, I have Leicester. There's a lot depending on whether they go higher or lower. At the minute, they're making no signings, but they still have Tielemans, Maddison, and Vardy, who've been touted all to maybe possibly leave, and Fofana. I think Chelsea's going to sign him. He wants to leave, and we're willing to up the price on him, so I think he's going to leave too, which would be a big miss. So Leicester's a team who's going to be hard to predict. They could go higher or lower, but at the minute from 12th, I think that's a safe enough bet. Brendan Rodgers to get sacked this year. That is my prediction. 11th, Wolves. Wolves very solid team. Manager did well last year, I thought. One of the candidates for manager of the year. I thought he did pretty well. Wolves a solid team. I think they'll be middle of the band of everyone. They're not bad enough to get relegated. They're not good enough to challenge. So for your places, in my opinion. So I think 11th. In 10th place, I have Everton. A lot of this is due to my love for Frank Lampard. I think he's a very motivational, very passionate man. They made two good signings, James Tarkowski and Dwight McNeil. I think they will add to Everton. And look, Everton had a terrible spell from October to March last year. If they just half that or avoid that to an extent, they shouldn't be near relegation. I don't think they're going to do well. Their team isn't brilliant, but playing at home, they have a good record, so I think 10th. In 9th, and I actually think this is the least, Gerrard should at least be aiming for this with the signings they've made. They've made so many signings, and with their ambitions of the club. 9th, I go for Aston Villa. Now, if it was my choice, I think Stephen Gerrard should have said the Rangers where he's going to be challenging for the league title every year in Europe already, and we've seen how close they came to winning, so I would have stayed there, but look, he did an okay job. Aston Villa didn't do anything Dean Smith wouldn't have done, so he's something to prove of Aston Villa. 9th I go for though. 9th. And 8th I have Newcastle. What an end of the year they had last year. A bit like what I said with Everton, if Newcastle just avoid the start of the year, they'll be fine. They will come close to getting Europa League places, I think. They will come close or just nip it. They'll be very close. A lot of good signings and ones from January who are going to settle down more. Kieran Trippier, Bruno Guimaraes, and Botman, who just signed recently, he's been very good. And also Nick Pope. You know, they're not over ambition signings, but they're very good and they know the Premier League. They do very well to be close. It's between them and West Ham, I think, for Europa League 7th place. You know, I think Newcastle 8th, 7th. I have West Ham. Yeah, West Ham. Look, if they get that, I think that's brilliant to be in Europe again and like seeing that. They made a couple of nice re-signings. Yeah, West Ham are very good club. David Moyes is an incredible manager, probably one of the best Premier League history. A lot of people aren't happy they didn't go for Jesse Lingard, but look, it's their own choice, I guess. You know. 7th West Ham. Now on to the top 6, which is the big 6. I was him and ham over a lot of these, but 6 was always a team I was going to have. They didn't make enough signings, in my opinion. Manchester United will finish 6th. Yeah, they look good in pre-season. Pre-season's pre-season, though, you know. I do think Ronaldo will leave. And that's a lot of goals they're going to be missing. Is Martial going to fill in that void? Maybe to an extent, but not really. 10 goals maybe at most for him. I think Eric Ten Hag will do very well. I think he's a great idea of managing the philosophy, and a couple of interviews he does look really sharp and on it. I think they could potentially progress top 4, maybe chance for something in the next couple of years. But for now, 6th place. But I don't actually think that's bad for United at the minute. Just haven't been enough signings to challenge, really. Now, top 5. Deadly. Absolutely deadly to pick. Now, team I'm picking 5th here, I've been so impressed with them. I think they've been the best team in pre-season. Great signings. Good manager, you know, from the preview so far of Amazon Prime. I think it gave away who's 5th. Yeah, but they could finish top 4 rightly. But I'm just going to think Europa League might hold them back this year. Arsenal to finish 5th. They didn't play Europe football last year and missed out. That's the only reason I think they're going to miss out now, because every other evidence points to them finishing top 4. But what signings? Jesus and Shevchenko, you know, brilliant signings. Really fit in with Arteta's plan. You know, that they've looked really good and they give my people a whipping. They give Chelsea a whipping, you know. Not when it comes to real competition, though. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but Arsenal to finish 5th, and every year everyone has a wild card pick. And this is mine. Man City to finish 4th. I think they'll finish 4th. And they've got rid of too many good people there. Potential first team, very good subs coming on. There's Zinchenko, just said Sterling, Jesus. Fernandinho now gone, you know. These big misses, very big misses. And I think it was mad them not going all out for Cucurella, you know. Very mad. Like, what left back do they have at the minute, you know? You know, it's going to be tough for City. A team doesn't win it 3 times in a row. They will suffer this year. 2 years ago, Liverpool suffered from injuries. Last year, Chelsea suffered from injuries. I think this is City's turn. And Bernardo Silva could leave. He goes Barcelona sniffing after him. City's going to finish 4th. I can't see them winning, honestly. And that game, Liverpool spanked City. City looked terrible against Liverpool. Absolutely terrible. City 4th, honestly. I might look mad, but I'm going for it. In 3rd place, I said this reluctantly. I love to say it, but I can't really. I'd love to say it. Chelsea 3rd, my team 3rd. I love to say they can win it. I still think they're going to win a cup. A cup is on the recipe. Chelsea to win a cup. But 3rd place Chelsea, with the new ownership, Todd Bowley, you know, he's a football manager. He's going after everyone. Barcelona have been wankers. They have been absolute wankers. Barcelona taking our players all the time, you know. And I'm happy. I've just heard news today that Aspilicueta, the deal's been blocked. He's staying at Chelsea, which is brilliant to hear. Good to have you back, Caesar, for another 2 years. Yeah, Chelsea finished 3rd. Sterling's coming, Koulibaly, 2 very good signings. With a couple of more, looks like, in Fofana, Cucurella, perhaps Aubameyang, perhaps Frankie de Jong. You know, it's actually looking really good, and the players so far Thomas Tuchel, he's the man. He's the man. Potentially a Champions League as well this year. It's the third place is okay. Third place is okay, I think. Now, top two, second place. He's all my laugh at me here, but Tottenham. Antonio Conte is a brilliant manager. In his first season, sure, him, Klopp, Guardiola all face to face each other. He won with Chelsea in the Premier League. He's a brilliant manager. They get Tottenham fourth last year too. They potentially have the best front three in the Premier League. Depends who you have Kulusevski or Carlson along with Son and Kane. That's deadly. Basuma signed there. Perisic, really good signings for Tottenham. Foster for a backup keeper. Tottenham are really good, and I've been watching the trainings. Conte's working them really hard. I think they're gonna have an amazing season. They could push very close for the title. Maybe not, but they could. But I go for second. I think they look better in Chelsea, and I have Chelsea above City, so they have to finish second up there. So Tottenham, second. And the winners. Last week I wouldn't have had them as winners, but that Community Shield changed everything. Liverpool will win the Premier League. They looked magnificent. They looked unbelievable in that Community Shield. Far, far better than City. They looked like they were very close to winning everything last year. Their squad is amazing. People say City have the best squad. Liverpool have the best squad. Look at these forward line, right? Jota, Salah, Darwin Núñez now, Firmino, someone else there. I can't picture, but there's so many good ones. They can change so many different things. Luis Diaz, I didn't forget him. Yeah, he's amazing. There's so many different options. They could put 6 different midfielders. Very, very, very good. Liverpool to win it. Hello?